It's going down like this, motherfucker.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was horn. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that, nigga. Shit. Bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
Ask you something? I said, can I ask you something? Ain't I'm clean?
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. I just left a light in this bitch. I just left a light in this bitch.
Fuck up. Move the fuck back. Fuck up. Move the fuck back.
Joe feet. He looked down, seen his feet. The nigga went berserk. Killed the monkey. Threw the bat out the window. Start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway. But I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who. Group of you together, you never can tell who's who. I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
You're a philosopher?
Yes.
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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
Dance with me.
boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama, and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
I don't mean to be out of line. I mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line. I mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
What's all that noise? What's all that noise? What's all that noise? Oh, that's just daddy.
Used to snort cocaine, now I fiend for the check.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. My word, can't be my equal, don't know what
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black. The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black.
I think we OD'd. I think we OD'd. I think we OD'd. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the deuce. I hit the.
Like I said, you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode, because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Nigga. Nigga. Nigga.
To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and the middle. Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. All right, I know if you guys aren't live, you should have watched the game tonight where the Gophers took down Nebraska in sweet fashion. I know you had to watch it because it was prime time tonight. And if you didn't watch it, you missed a great game. I won a couple bucks on the game. So I'm super hyped tonight because it looked like that money was going to be very shaky, but they got the fumble, but the Jackson's touchdown. And in the first half, did you see my boy Debo Edmonds? He caused the interception. He hit the quarterback threw the first interception. Because I was like, what kind of watching doing something? I was like, oh, they called his name. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so my boy played tonight, so it was a great game. That motherfucker sold out. Sold out. Because my best friend works up there. You know, he runs one of the departments. And he was like, well, he's like, we can go, but the tickets is getting slim. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. But it was better to watch it on TV. And, oh, yeah. That's not all I got to talk about. I guess I'm going to have to put it back in the header. I did see the Equalizer. I will give you my opinion. But first, let's go off the Gopher glory first. Let's see if they put Jackson's catch. Did y'all see that catch? I mean, he literally caught the ball where his front leg was out of bounds, but it was in the motherfucking air. And with about 3 inches of toe tap, he dragged that motherfucker. Did y'all see that? That shit we practiced. That is some sweet shit. Did y'all see that? That nigga caught the other leg is in the air. And he's like, boom, boom. Where if you didn't believe it, they couldn't take that back. They couldn't take that back. But it seemed like okay, the Gophers should have scored in the first half. Remember, no, pass interference call, they didn't call. They didn't call pass interference. The refs was right there. They didn't call pass interference, and that was in. Now, he threw a turnover, too. The quarterback threw a turnover. The Gophers had the ball drive, and he threw a turnover. What, the dude intercepted on the 2-3? No, must have intercepted on the 11, and they went down there and scored. Or got... No, they went down there and scored. They got their first touchdown. No, they got the touchdown on the trick play. They got 3 more. They got the field goal down there. So that was a big... Because the turnover looked like the no call of the pass interference was crucial, I thought. But I saw the way they wanted to end it. They ended on a pretty big note. So, great game tonight. Great game. I had fun. Let's see who are the party people right now partying with me. They got 3 more. Who are the party people? Jamar, 3224. Ooh, where am I? Yeah, right there. And I know you definitely got to have vision. Harry D, what's happening? And I know you definitely got to have vision. You know what, Carrie? You know what, Carrie? I'm gonna make a sound just for you. I'm gonna get Pam Grier out of Truck Turner. No. Nicole that played Huru in Star Trek. I'm gonna get a clip for her so when you come on, I can play one of her clips from Chuck Turner. So Huru from Star Trek that played in Truck Turner. I think I have one of her clips in mind, and I'm gonna create that one just for you, Carrie. I'm gonna look for that one, and I think it's one of the ones. So when you come on, I'm gonna give you that one. But I know you definitely always got to have vision. But I'm gonna make that for you, Carrie. Truck Turner, Nicole from Star Trek. I can't think of your sister's name, but she plays in Truck Turner. There's a line she says, so I'm gonna create that one for you. Give you that one. PJ Allen, what is happening? See, PJ is in the Midwest, like, Don King is from the Midwest, and Don King murked the mug in Cleveland. Arsenio Hall, woo, 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 but PJ is always controls his. My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What? And he definitely has. Have vision. Thank you for joining me. And we have B. Brown, what is happening? And I know you definitely got to have vision. Oh, yeah. Hey, Lorenzo, what is happening, Lorenzo? What is happening, Lorenzo? And I know you definitely got to have vision. Let me tell you. Now, if you watch the game, this is when they told you the Gophers was going to win. This was a moment where they told you the Gophers were going to win. What they showed and they showed it at the end of the game too. But if you caught this when the Gophers were driving, they showed a header, and the header said Nebraska is 3-50 or something in close games or something like that. Did you see that header? And then at the end of the game, they showed it again. They just broke it down different. But at first, and I was like, oh, right here. This is what they do. I mean, they do this kind of thing every time. They kind of give you like, well, in this situation, Nebraska's just not good at pulling it out. Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm stopping the presses. I'm sorry. Tonight's beer, I went to the movie to see Equalizer, and we was kind of like, we wasn't in my place, and I just didn't want to make 2 trips. So I ended up getting this Oktoberfest Samuel Adams. So pop them if you got them. Definitely. So yeah, so it was like, and I timed the movie. I watched the first half in the car and in the supermarket. That's the good thing about these new phones and shit, is you can take the game with you. You can take the game with you. So the game was hyped. So the game was really, really hyped. Nebraska's defense, for the most part, young quarterback, like the interception he threw in the first half, the ball was late. Like really, the touchdown where he was out of bounds, he had him beat, and he just didn't throw it on the string. I mean, he's still reading his receiver, but like the one he caught that they called out of bounds where they did a replay, if he'd have just threw that one on the string, it was an easy touchdown. He put air on it. He didn't have to. He didn't have to put air on it. He could just throw it on the string, and dude had him beat. The pass interference, he had him beat. The pass interference, he had him beat too. So it was like the quarterback but the pass interference was terrible. But it was another throw. There wasn't a pass interference where the guy was open, and if he would have not, he overthrew him. He overthrew him too. But yeah, that was the pass interference. I'll say this though. A lot of times they seemed out coached, and I mean the way they scripted. Because what was the play? I'll tell you a great play the quarterback made. If y'all watch this play, the Gopher quarterback made a great call in the first half. Because if you remember, this was third quarter, early in the third quarter, that led to their drive, and I still don't think they scored, but it helped his maturity as a player. He did a great check. And so what he did is he did a check, and they had kind of shifted the defense over to his right, and he saw it, and he ran play action. It was matter of fact, this is what it was. It was 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6. He caught a check at the line because the defense had shifted to his right. So he ran a check, he did play action, and he ran about 7 yards, kind of a boot on his own, but really just off play action, he hit the corner. I don't know. That was a great call. My girl, I was like, that was a great check, because he checked that. He checked into that. He told everybody else what was going on because his tackle sealed. That's what he needed. He needed his tackle to seal, and that was open because the defense had shifted over. But I'll say this also: horrible defensive call in the first half. I mean, they were totally outcoached in the first half on defense. Defense was outcoached. The team wasn't that great. The young quarterback missed a touchdown earlier that was suspicious, and then he threw the second pick, which, I mean, that they showed you it was a younger person's mistake. He looked the same route. The DB, I made a joke. The DB been in the league this is his 5th year. I think he's up for the Thorpe Award too. The safety, I think he's up for the Thorpe Award. But it was interesting that being a veteran back there, the quarterback, you see, they showed the replay. He was definitely just looking at one way, and he didn't even take any read steps. He just stood there, like he didn't go back at all. He just stood there and he played on the ball. So, but he had a chance in the first half where it should have been a touchdown. Second half, excuse me. So it was a good game. It was a very good game. I'm looking forward to that Sunday night game between Florida State and LSU. Matter of fact, I need to hit my Puma up to place a bet. My money on them New Orleans. Oh, yeah, I might have to get. Now the game is gonna be the game is really gonna be Dion's. Dion games come on at noon my time, so 1 o'clock Eastern. Y'all on the West gonna get it around 11. No, y'all gonna get closer to 10. Central time or Western time, Midwestern time, y'all gonna get it at 11. But I'm gonna be on that. I'm gonna see, how Dion. I think Dion's team is gonna do it. His son is up for a couple awards. I think the Davy O'Brien. I think, and remember, he has still one of the best DBs, one of the best receivers. They're not gonna be that bad. He replaced everybody because he replaced more people than anybody. He like 80 people. Normally you carry 89. Well, with walk-ons. Let me see the non-travel team, because you travel with 50 something. Hope I don't lose my point about Dion, but I want to say this is what happened. I want to correct myself. So the NFL did gain. I caught this. So the NFL did gain an extra player, and I know I'm switching, but I'm thinking about. So there's an extra player on the practice squad, maybe even two. I think the practice squad is up to 13. So that's where the two men got added. I said that last week. So that's where the two men did get added. Two more men looks like got added to the practice squad, because practice squad was generally 9 to 11. So it's up to 13 is what I saw. But anyway, with Dion, I think they're going to let them succeed. I'm not going to say they're going to win, outright. They're going to play some tough. I mean, they're playing number 17. But the thing that goes in Dion's favor is this is what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to look at Jackson State film. That's all they got to go on is Jackson State film. Now Dion's going to be able to look at all what they're doing. They're really not knowing what this group Dion has is capable of, or their tendencies. Now they'll have a little bit on the quarterback, the DB. No, the DB plays both ways. That's right. He plays receiver and DB, receiver and DB. That's right. So, but yeah, they're not going to know a lot of what they're going to do. So, of course, they're going to ask for all kind of film from their offensive coordinator. Like my junior year, I know they used to, because my coach came from Florida State, and we ran their offense. There's no doubt. We ran exactly what he had ran at Florida State, because he bust out showing films. And one thing I didn't like that he brought in, I hated deep crosses. I mean, it took too long to get to 10 or to get to 14. I think that's how they used to have us. It made more sense to hook up. And not once during the season did we hit a deep cross. I hated them. And it wasn't that the safety coming over in the fear of getting hit. It was just like, it's such a long developing route. That deep cross is a long, but that's what they're going to do. They're going to look for film from the coordinator, and they're going to look for film, Jackson State. So it's going to be a lot of surprise there. And defense as well. And defense, how well the defense is going to react as well. So that's going to be a lot to look forward to. But I look forward to, the whole weekend whole weekend of college football. I love college football. A&T plays Birmingham, University of Alabama, Birmingham. That's who A&T, because A&T moved up to Division I. And I think, of all the colleges they call black colleges, I think A&T is the only one that's playing Division I football. Maybe Virginia Union. But, it's the biggest black college, or HBCU, whatever you want to call it, while I sit here all in this Gopher maroon and gold. But you know why I can rep the maroon and gold? Because my daughter's grandfather played for the Gophers, so I can rep it because of her grandfather, who is no longer with us. So if he was with us, he would be in his Gopher maroon and gold. So I've got to step in and represent the Gophers. Matter of fact, looking at the thing, I think he played on the 60 championship team. I got to talk to my daughter's mother to see. So I had a fun night tonight. Oh, OTF, what's happening? I know you definitely
got to have vision.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to start talking about the Equalizer because I don't want to start talking about it because it's not very much to say. I'm gonna straight up say that. It is not very much to say. But thank you for joining. Oh, also in Fort Worth. Okay. It is also in Fort Worth. It was a bunch of, let me see, well, who won the Carolina? It was another game on. Did that game go off? Let's see, this game went off. I wonder if that other game went off. Yeah, it was must have went off. Let's see, where's live? This mug. Cause it was North Carolina State. Yeah, that one must have went off. I just wanted to get the score, but it must have went off. Yeah, because it was North Carolina State was playing someone. Yeah, it must be off. I watched that Coco Graf game the other day. Oh, and I didn't start off. I'm sorry, I didn't start off about working out. I didn't work out today. I didn't get hardly any exercise at all today, other than we went to the store and went to the movies. That's the only exercise. So, my body needed rest. So I didn't exercise. Because sometimes, when you do it a little too much, you set yourself back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up the scores of all the college games, but it was a few games tonight, and I caught that. It's another beautiful day up here. Very nice day. As I said, it's funny. I kind of got like I was so used to being gone, 2-3 hours, and doing something, sitting here, and I really was fidgeting around all day, fidgeting and just like not doing shit. And it was like, man, I got to go work out, but my body needed rest. But mentally, it was like I was kind of like wanting to go do something. So messing with the plants. And then we're about to get record setting. Again, what is it? When it hits midnight, it's going to be September 1st. Many of you are probably watching me September 1st already. So, we're going to, September is going to start with 90s, 5 or 6 days. It's going to be records a couple days. It's going to be records like Sunday, maybe the holiday day, it's going to set a record. The record is like 94. And so, like, we had another record last Wednesday, or yeah, 93. It got to be 90. The previous record was 93, and it got to be 96, 97. So we're going to see that again for September. September is going to start with 5 or 6 days in a row of 90s. So it's interesting, and the trees are kind of turning a little bit drought-like. We haven't seen a lot of rain. Definitely. I know I was talking shit about, the rivers overrunning earlier and stuff, but we have not seen a lot of rain. Definitely not. Now, all the fields, by now, all the fields are mostly picked over except some beans and stuff. I see some personal where they still got tomatoes and stuff, but, the fields are mostly picked. Let me tell you, and if I didn't mention this before, I want to mention this again. Okay, check this out. This is how broke they are in North Dakota. Check this out. Now, this is something, if you don't notice things, you wouldn't even notice this. So the highways going from Minnesota, and I think it's called Moorhead, Minnesota, going into North Dakota, okay? So going up, which from my place, we're around, because I think the trip was 4.5, 5 hours. 5 hours not driving fast. So 5 hours. So I think Moorhead is about 2.5 hours, halfway, something like that. Maybe further. But anyway, the way they built these highways that connect from state to state is there's a lot of free wild grass, I guess you call it. It's a lot of wild grass, and it's now if if you've been around any kind of farmland, they make these bales, these big round bales of this grass or hay. It's all, sage is like a grass, but like this kind of grass, they make these, they bind it up, if you understand what I'm saying. They bind these big rolls of grass up, or hay. It's alfalfa. It's a lot of different things. I can't say it's one thing they bale up, but they don't make them in square bales. These they tend to make in the round bales. Now that maybe that if somebody can tell me the difference there, maybe the round bales is a certain something else. But I know it's a type of grass, but it could be wheat too, barley. It could be all that. I'm just saying you if you can follow what I'm talking about. So as we get North Dakota, I start noticing this would be technically Department of Transportation land where this grass grew, it was baled up. I mean, it was literally baled up. So you would go, you see a plot of land, like you would see people's property, and I know like you would see the farm, and maybe the farm was doing the same thing, but maybe some parts. No, it's impossible for that not to be part of the because it's so much of the highway wide that goes for the Department of Transportation takes over. So it was like this state, they harvest their just free grass right there. They harvest this shit. And it's so funny because it's like I couldn't even it's not like an acre or anything. Maybe a half acre where they harvest this, but they harvest all of it. It's just so funny. So it's like they're not wasting nothing. Somebody's like, well, where we got a lot of grass, we can sell and make money. And as much as I kind of hate my nephew left, that place was a depression place. That place was one of the lowest energy. Like the people just seemed defeated, like really defeated. That's the only way I can describe the energy. It was like everybody I saw had like a defeat in them. And even my girl noticed it was kind of a dark energy. So, maybe he was feeding off of that too, but that's what I got. But for what he had to do, at the school, regardless of the city, regardless what city you're in, you can kind of avoid some of that. But he has to live what's true to him and how he feels, and however he feels, do what you felt. He made a decision. He's like, I gotta leave this place. I don't care what the people say, and that is for real. Okay, you started it. Them games is also Fort Worth. You said Equalizer looks like a good movie. Okay, you guys getting me started. All right, so the movie starts where these two dudes are driving up to a villa. And as they drive to the villa and get more inside, it's him and one of his guys. Is it him, one of his guys, and his son? No, it was just him and his son. They go up to the villa. And then once they get inside the gate, they start seeing dead bodies. The father gets his gun out, cocks it, and puts it in the back of his pants, tells his son to be cool. He goes in the house and motherfuckers is decimated. Like everywhere he goes, it's just dead motherfuckers. And then like the picture, the caption of his poster is where he's sitting. Like when you see, and maybe I'll pull it up. When you see the poster, and the poster made me think of almost maybe the Hanging Man. So I might have to look that one up. The poster was almost like the Hanging Man because it's kind of a twin the way they did the poster. But so this guy and his guy are, and then they go into the room and they find they have, so they go in the room, and again when they go in the room, and the poster where he's sitting in the chair, he's sitting there. One of his guys is holding a Magnum like a few feet away from him, and they start talking to him, and Denzel just again this is 60-some-year-old because Denzel's got to be 64, 65 somewhere in there, but again he's telling them where they're too close, and he's telling them exactly what's about to happen, and sure enough, Denzel rushes one of the dude with the gun. He shoots another dude and he knocks him down and he kills that dude and gets what he came to get. All right. So he's leaving with what he came to get. And the guy's car, remember, when the guy pulled up, he was in the car with his son. Denzel, and I took very few notes in this movie. Very few notes. Okay. Denzel tells the son, holding the gun, don't get out the car. And as he walks away, he shoots Denzel in the ass.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Do you hear me? Denzel turns his back on the little boy, and the little boy shoots him in the ass.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Shoots him. And it reminds me of Blazing Saddles. I know this is an old reference, but this is what it reminds me of. In Blazing Saddles, Gene Wilder's character, you know, he turns into a drunk and he asks Levon Little, or maybe Clevon Little, asking what happened to him. And he says, well, you know, since he was known to be outlaw and shoot niggas, he's like, you know what happened? He's like, what happened? He said, little boy shot me in the ass. And that's what it reminded me of. That's the first thing when this little boy shoots him and Denzel gets away. Oh, now this one, people might not okay, check this out. So he gets saved by the local police. And I'm going to say this. It is almost like the movie is identical to almost one in a way. Like, in a way, it is almost one. I mean, there was nothing really new. It was like one in a new place. And they kind of changed the characters. I mean, it just wasn't innovative. There was nothing really new. Now, this is what the debate, and I'm going to put your mind right here. I'll say this. Who would we put Equalizer versus John Wick? I want to get that debate after I finish with the movie. Equalizer versus John Wick. Because I'm going to say this part for the Equalizer. John Wick normally needs to just go through and shoot niggas, not Denzel. Denzel does not need to go, not Equalizer, McCall, I think is his name. That nigga, they was calling him Roberto. That nigga doesn't need a gun. Anything around that nigga's killing you with. And I mean, like again, this movie is a slow burn. This is a slow burn movie. Oh, let me get up with something that nobody else will probably recognize, and I think I'm right. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I think I'm right on this. So those of you that know Godfather 1, oh my goodness, her name is not Vanity, the other one, Abalonia. Okay, check this out. For those of you remember the movie Godfather 1, Abalonia's father, when Michael Corleone goes to the bar and speaks to Abalonia's father, he's in this movie. I'm pretty sure he is the doctor that saves Denzel. Like the cop finds him, the doctor starts taking care of him. I'm pretty sure he is Abalonia's father in The Godfather. Because this cat is 70s, 80s, he's an old cat. But I'm pretty sure this is the same character. So he gets saved. So he's supposed to leave. So he attacks this plantation, wipes out that order of the plantation, achieves his mission, but because he gets shot in the ass, he has to stay. Not back ass, all that. He got shot from behind by a little boy that, you know, again, let me tell you the nigga I am. So one of the first time I saw being able to shoot with the laser, we was doing training. And out of 50 people, I was the only one that won this shit. So what they showed me is you go in the room and I'm looking at this little boy. So it had like a bunch of other ones and I got all of them right. I shot all the right people. So the very last one, and I was the only one out of 50 people that got this, is a little boy was riding a bike. And when the little boy was riding a bike, he was like kind of wobbled. And when he wobbled, his gun showed. I was like, damn, what made him wobble like that? So when the little boy turned, I had already put my gun up because I was like, when I saw him wobble, I was like, he got some extra weight there. I had already put my gun up. And when he turned, I shot him. And what he had did to everybody else, when he turns, he puts a gun on everybody else. But when I saw him wobble, I had pulled my gun up. And when he wobbled, I shot him. So Denzel gets shot in the ass. It takes him a while to get better, okay? In the meantime, this is a beautiful coastal city in Sicily where the mafia comes from. The mafia does not come from Italy. The mafia comes from Sicily. What does the Godfather tell you? You have to be Sicilian to be in the mafia. That's why the Americans practice the syndicate or Costa Nostra, not the mafia, because the mafia was only Sicilians. So anyway, he starts getting into it with some mafia people. Some local mafia people are extorting people. As he gets back to his strength, it's the same kind of story. He meets a young girl. Now he's in his 60s. This girl, she's like a waitress, young girl. She appears to be in her 30s, if not 28, 29. But that's kind of, there's not a real love interest, but maybe later, but like they make a connection. She's like what would be a Sicilian Moor. She tells where she comes from. Maybe somebody else, I wasn't listening where the fuck her story, where she came from. She said she had been there for 20 years. So I thought that was odd. So he loves the little area and he starts to see where his people are getting extorted. This is they keep saying it's not Malerno. It was some of them, one of them little towns where Patton had taken, with World War II. But it was like they kept saying it was the most secure port and whatever. And so this local minor mafia group is extorting people. And it doesn't directly affect him, but he likes where he's at. So that's kind of how he's affected. So of course, so it's one scene where the mafia dude wants this building because he's trying to buy the whole front of this Italian place. He's trying to buy the whole port to turn it into something else. And it's like the people's like they wasn't gonna sign. And in the background they show like old grandpa, like, like in a wheelchair like this. The next scene, you see a window bust out, and old grandpa's chair goes flying, and they had hung this motherfucker. That's how they was gonna try to drive him out to make him sign. But that shit was crazy. That was a pretty cool scene. They threw the motherfuckers out like the window crashes, and this motherfucker gets hung. So it's like you got the minor extorter mafia, and then his brother is trying to buy up everything. So these is the two bumping heads. And so finally, after watching his friend's fish business get firebombed, Denzel, again, they're at a restaurant. And then they beat up the cop. Now, this is what's odd. They beat up the cop. So they beat up the cop because the cop is, again, they arson the fish dude's place. The cop starts, he sees the truck and he runs, he didn't know the license plate or nothing. He just said the type and what it looked like. Such a little island, I guess they knew what it's got. So the minor mafia extorters beat up the local cop. But when they go in there, the wife is in panties and a t-shirt. So they don't even say if the wife got violated, but they got her and his daughter and they beat him up. So then, after he getting, beat up, the cop and his wife still go out. So they're all out, and that's where, if you saw the trailer, where Denzel grabs the dude's hands and talks about pain. So from there, Denzel beats, he tells all the rest of the dudes, he tells them to leave because he fucks dude up. So he beats the shit up out of dude. He beats the shit out of dude, like he punks dude, makes dude leave the restaurant. Then Denzel slips out, and the dude is like mad, and he's outside. And Denzel takes the truck that the arsons use and he kills the dude who should have been in the truck and he runs over another one. Then he gets out, he kills another dude, and then he kills the dude's brother. So during the funeral of the brother, the police commissioner, now Denzel drops a dime. After Denzel kills the first group of people, Denzel drops a dime to Dakota Fanning's character. He calls the CIA and say, y'all better come look at this shit. When they go look at it, it's made to look like the first place where Denzel killed everybody was like they was selling laundering money, selling a type of barbiturate speed. Wasn't fentanyl. It was a type of speed, I think. But they were selling this, and this is in the long story. The mafia was end up doing it all. So that's how he brings Dakota Fanning's character in there. So that's how the CIA becomes involved, because they go there and they see what the fuck he did, but he exposed the drugs and all that. So they saw that somebody, it looked like they thought Middle Easterners was trading drugs because it also had some terrorist shit had come up. I think they had blown, was it an airport or a downtown? Something the terrorists had bombed a place, maybe a train station. So that's, so they was pointing all to a terrorist. Well, that where the other brother, he's trying to gain all this power. So the CIA first goes to the police commissioner, not thinking all these motherfuckers is probably corrupt, and tells her this is people we looking for. The first dude, they get a dude to kind of snitch. They snatch a dude, they get him to kind of talk, and then the other, but the police commissioner himself was corrupt because he goes right to the mafia dude when it's his brother's funeral. And the police commissioner tells him, you straight up corrupt motherfucker. Now the CIA is coming on your ass. He breaks up down the whole plan and he cuts off dude's hand and says, hurry to the hospital. So now, of course, the final thing comes down to Denzel versus this dude. Now, this is again, is Denzel better than John Wick? He goes up into this house and every kill is basically quiet. Like every kill is very little gunplay. It is like whatever's around he kills and quick and efficient. And you don't see John Wick do that. John Wick can shoot everybody. I mean, yes, sometimes he has to fight, but it's long, drawn out fight. Denzel more like Ip Man fights. His fights is more like Ip Man fights. Them blows be killer blows. Like if Denzel will kill a dude and then another move after he done killed him. And he killed a dude and he loves watching them as they expire. He killed the minor mafia dude like that. It's like he did in the first one. Watch the dude. But he goes through the house and gets that dude. He gets the mafia dude. But when he goes now, if anything in the movie is good, this is my argument. They should have shown him go into the first house and kill all them people in the first house. I think that's a major mistake. They didn't show that. They show what he did afterwards, but the way they show him kill these people when he goes after the mafia dude, they should have showed both. I think it was a mistake not showing the real work he did in the first fight. The first place, that first plantation. I thought that was a mistake. I thought they should have showed the work. But the way he goes in this house and takes these niggas out that all got guns, Denzel is maybe better than John Wick. I think his character is better. The way he kills is better than the way John Wick kills. John Wick takes too long. Remember the last movie? They done kicked John Wick down the stairs about 10 times and he had to keep coming up. That ain't Denzel. Like other than this little boy shooting him in the ass, Denzel takes out everybody. I mean, the fight scenes are superb. Again, it should have been, and that's my criticism, the fight, they should have showed the first fight scene. That was a mistake showing the after effect. That did not have a great impact. That really didn't. It really didn't. And then they go, is he artistic? Is he OCD? The girl busts him out like when he does, he's kind of both, autistic, OCD. So, he kind of breaks down and says, he wants the life. He likes that place and he wants the life. And that's kind of really why he kills everybody. Why he takes out the mafia is because of that. Because he likes where he lives. He likes the people. He done met a young girl. And I guess he's kind of John Wick in reverse. John Wick had lost this girl. Denzel had the possibility of a girl. So I'll say this. What's the better killer? I think I really like the way the Equalizer kills McCall, I think is his name. I like the way he kills better than John Wick. Better. It's more efficient. It's more Ip Man-like. Telling you, he goes into this house and get the movie. Now, the movie is a slow burn. It is not an action-packed movie. There's no chase scenes. It is not. It is slow. Slow. Lucky they was smart not to make it long. Like I said, the only time he really kills is when he kills the minor mafia dude and he goes in the house. That's really the only action. The rest of it is all basically storyline. So lack of action is, but I'm just telling y'all, who is the best nigga to fight, John Wick or Equalizer? I don't know, y'all. The way he goes and beats them mafia people in their fortress, I'm heavily giving his killing style over John Wick. John Wick is Superman with a gun. Denzel, it don't matter. Denzel just like, let me get near you. Let me get near you. He's better than Lime, Nielsen, Arnold. He's better than all of them. And I'm going to tell you, it's not a good movie to me. Not really a good, it's slow, very slow burn. But he's better than all of them in killing. He's Ip Man like killing. Ip Man don't kill with weapons, but Denzel is Ip Man like killing. Like you near him, you out of luck. You out of luck. And to me, that is better, more efficient killing than Denzel. Again, I don't think it was a great movie other than he is the best killer that they ever invented. I have to say that. I put him over John Wick. All y'all out there, you go see the movie. I put Denzel Equalizer over John Wick. Over John Wick. The way he kills is better than the way John Wick kills. John Wick gotta shoot you. Denzel ain't gotta shoot you. If you around Denzel, he gonna kill you. If you are around him, he is going to kill you. And he don't just need a gun. You cannot be in the room with this nigga. If you get in the room with Denzel, it is it. So I'm saying it right now. Denzel Equalizer is better than John Wick. Now the story wasn't as special effects and no, but as a killer, see John Wick fight too many people to not Denzel. He kill them. 3-4 moves, he's killing them. John Wick fights them forever. No, not Denzel. He don't fight with him. He kills them. Them moves all be killing moves. Do you understand? When you in the room with Denzel, he is doing everything just to kill you. Not to a couple blocks like John Wick be blocking and flipping. And no, Denzel be taking them niggas out. Room to room, man to man, overman, double team, triple team. He's killing these niggas. So Denzel over John Wick all day. Denzel over John Wick. Because John Wick take too many blows. Denzel don't be taking them blows. And he don't have no long fight scenes. He tortures the mafia boss at the end. He throws some dope down his throat and he just kind of tortures him as the dude's about to OD. He tells the dude, you go OD in about 6 minutes. The dude is fighting and foaming at the mouth after he's decimated everybody. Mafia people. So Denzel over John Wick. So, okay, I'll tell you this. It's worth seeing that last scene where he go get them. I'll say that. I will say that. If the movie's slow, that last scene where he go up in that castle or whatever that kind of crib is, that shit is the bomb. He fucks them up. I'm telling you, I'm Equalizer bad. Now, let me tell the story. It wasn't but 5 people in the movie. Nobody's at this mug, but it is, man, when he is going in that theater and he like when he does power blows, he would hit a dude and that, they put that big sound through that, man, they was doing that shit when he was killing them niggas. They was making them speakers vibrate. Man, that shit is worth, the story is slow, but when he goes in that castle and gets them niggas, he gets them. So Equalizer over John Wick. That's my. Now this movie, again, only 5 people there. And let me tell you, we originally had bought tickets for 8:30, but she forgot. I was like, the game, I want to get home to the game. So it's like, we can catch, like when we got out the movie theater, game had just started. So didn't miss much of the game. But it was nobody coming. Like when we had bought the tickets, I bought the tickets, got the tickets yesterday. And so it wasn't that many people and it was nobody coming when we was leaving. Barbie, Barbie still is in like IMAX or what they call it, whatever it's called, the bigger speakers, the better picture, whatever that's called. Barbie had more people. This is Barbie like in 3 years later. So, I don't know from just the numbers there, but I'm telling you, if you want to see the movie, again, it's slow, but when he goes up in to get that mafia dude, it is one of the best going to go get them motherfuckers ever. And keep in mind, he's going to get them peoples. They all Italian dudes. He's getting them. He's getting all them Italian dudes. And, even though they're dark looking dudes, he's going to get them Europeans. I had to say it. He goes in there and gets them Europeans. Sicilia is in Europe. Sicily is in Europe. And he goes in there and gets them. And it is a movie where that's all he goes and gets is Europeans. So I wanted to put that in there too. He's no him brother on brother. He goes and gets them Europeans. You notice so most of the movies that's except two. One that's all he got too. But this one it's no brothers over there. It's just him. Him and that sister that is his love interest. What do y'all say? I'm sorry. What do y'all say? I think I said, what's up to Equalizer? Looks like Denzel's character is better. John Wick somewhat gets more enemies the more people he kills. Denzel doesn't work them, goes home to regular life. Oh, yeah. But I mean, he's a more efficient killer. That's my thing is he's a more efficient killer. He like John Wick puts himself in public a lot where it's like, why are you in public? And again, but Denzel, the way he does it is way more efficient. John Wick has to be kind of most of the time he wants to be away from him, and he's shooting, and it's like he really wants to shoot. If you really look at John Wick, he really wants to set up a move where he can shoot somebody. Denzel, it don't really matter. Like it doesn't matter. It's like everything is a weapon. He is the weapon. So he uses whatever you got against you, and I mean man. It's like what when the Russian dude pulls out the knife out of his thing, he made the Russian dude stab himself about 30 times. He's like the dude just stabbing himself with his own weapon. He is efficient. There's no long fights. He gets right to it. It's like Ip Man. Ip Man was the first one where the blows was killing people. That's what I liked about it, man. It was like them blows was killing people. And that's what Denzel does better to me than John Wick. It's like, no, it ain't no 2-3. He's anything around you, he's killing you with it. And when he goes up in that crib, that's some all-time fucking people up shit. It's just like he just sets people up and people go for sounds and stuff, and then there he comes. Like the first when he kills the minor mafia dude, you just see the car come and just run a dude over. You like, what the hell? You don't even know, that Denzel had did that. So he's a smoother killer. Like when he did that kill right there, when he like in the restaurant, when he had the dude's hand in the trailer, he had quickly moved through and went into that truck and killed the dude in the truck, and then set the guy straight where he killed the dude in front of the truck. And he only had 2 or 3 other dudes to kill. I mean, he don't mess around with dudes. John Wick, he fight them for a long time. Like when I made the video of the skulls and shit, he's fighting these niggas forever. Not Denzel. He don't mess with them like that. He's like, when you around me, I'm about to kill you, and he executes it the best so far. This is Denzel killing niggas constantly. Goes in this, and it's like it doesn't matter what he has, what the other person has, he kills them. Do you understand what I'm saying? He is, no matter what is around them, if he's close to the dude, he kills them. And he don't just depend on the gun. John Wick gun heavy, not Denzel. It doesn't matter. He kills them with what's ever there. Oh, Jeffrey, what's happening?
Got to have vision.
And so I'm gonna say this: go see it because it looks like people ain't supporting it. Go see it. Like today, the Gophers played, so maybe that's the reason why people didn't see it. But go see it. Definitely go see it. It's slow, but it's slow, but it's not a bad screenplay. The screenplay is solid. They pull on some old things, some mafia kind of old stereotypical things, extortion. Like they tell the minor mafia dude, you do your business too loud. Denzel's being able to peep out the very first day he sees them that they're extortion. It's like their business is all in the open. And I'll tell you, it's a beautifully shot wherever that little city is, Palermo, wherever they're at. It's a beautifully shot place. Really pretty there, but it's It's like the mafia controls this port, and they have this drugs. And so it turns out that, the mafia is supplying the drug, and Denzel kills him. And, Denzel is able to chill there. He like wipes out the local mafia and he's able to chill. And then it comes out what it turns out to be, because the Dakota Fanning character, now, like he met with the Dakota Fanning character again. She's green. He said, this is your first time out. And so he calls her because she, the Italian police commissioner is about to set her up. They tried to kill her. And he calls her and saves her where she has to hesitate. And so they thought she'd be in the car. And so as she's walking to the car blows up. So it saves her. So she never, you never figure out who this girl is. And then at the end, the girl turns out to be, if you remember in Equalizer 1, he goes to these people's house when he's trying to get back in. And he meets a female. She's his friend and her husband. And this is their daughter. So that's Dakota Fanning. Dakota Fanning was with her with Man on Fire, I think the movie was called. So that's her connection. And he saves her life by calling her. He's like, everybody ain't what you think. And he really makes her pause by talking to him. And he made sure she was safe. So and then check this out. At the end of the movie, this is what they tell you. Again, this is spoilers. Turn off if you don't want to know. At the end, the reason, should I keep spoiling? Yes, I'm going to keep spoiling. The reason why he goes to the place in the first place, to the first plantation, it's a wine plantation. He goes there because, and only people that watch the TV show, because remember, the Equalizer was a TV character. If y'all remember, the Equalizer was the old white dude. And so the movies never really quite, you understood, the movies made you understand he was for the underdog. And that's kind of the TV character, the old white dude, the old European dude that played the character. But it was all started because a guy had got scammed out of his pension, or a pension. I couldn't really, was it a pension for people or was it his individual pension? It was like $350. He goes over there and kills, let me see, that first scene in that first plantation, at least 11 people. Yeah, it was about 10. The guy, when they pull in the gate, they went in there. There was 2 dead. That's 3. Bathroom. Trying to think. No, not. Denzel. He lights this nigga up in the bathroom. When he's in the house, he shoots, and then he shoots into the bathroom. This dude is in the toilet. He got him. He got his ass when he went up in there. He got that mug. Yeah, at first it was like 8 or 9, but he goes over there because his friend got scammed out of 350,000, and he gave it to the CIA lady, and then that's where they show, she was their daughter, his friend's daughter. So, again, the movie's slow. It wasn't very long. We got there at 5:20, 6:30. We got out before 7:30. We got out before 7. No, yeah, before 7:30 we got out. So it wasn't quite 2 hours, maybe 2 hours. I bet it wasn't 2 hours. So, yeah, I got to put that in the header. Equalizer versus John Wick. But anyway, that's the correlation between. I'm sorry, maybe I didn't finish my thought. So him going over there because he didn't know the people. He didn't personally know the people that he helped, and that went back to the TV character. The TV character, like somebody would tell him where somebody was wronged, and he tried to help them by being in the shadows. That's why they called him the Equalizer. And Denzel helping that person that got scammed, he learned about it by looking into it. Again, he's deep state. That's pretty much what he tells you. He has access to deep state. He has access to deep state technology. And he was able to find out, exactly what happened by using the deep state technology. If you really pay attention to what he's trying to say. So let me see if I can find this, because I thought it was, let's see. Yeah, right here. Let's see if I can find the trailer. Let's see if I can find this picture right here. I want the trailer picture. I don't want, because this doesn't show it. Oh, here we go. Where's the new one? Oh, it's right here. Let me see. They show it big enough. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, maybe I can do that. Okay, let's see if I can do that. If I can do that, then I can prove my point. God, yeah, I think kind of, damn, I'm weak on my card game, but is this, oh, you're not gonna, okay. Isn't this the Hangy Man? Like, you know? I was trying to think. I know Jody probably not watching, but this is Tarot though. This is Tarot. This is definitely Tarot. You know, this you see, this is the Equalizer. You have, you know, Blind Liberty down here, you know. You know, where justice, you have justice. This is justice. Justice is blind. And then you have the scales, and the scales are supposed to be about your heart. You know, it has nothing to do with this life, but that's, you know, they want judgment. And that's what this shows, is they want judgment. They always want judgment. And judgment cannot be blind if somebody's holding the scales. But it's a little bit of, I thought a little bit of, yeah. And so I thought this was interesting. But yeah, y'all, and I might get this poster because it is this is like let me see. Let's go. Where was it? Because it is let's see. I mean, all his images, if you look at all of them, even this it's all masculine. I mean, this is very masculine. This wasn't the one I wanted to see. This is not it either. I just came across where it was some scenes. Where they went away with the scenes. Okay, maybe this will take me back. Yeah. All right. So they can't hit me if I don't play this shit. I'm not playing it. So this is Dakota Fanning. All right. Again, he's giving her the movie. This is from in the beginning of the movie. This scene right here. This scene right here. There. This is the beginning of the movie where he kills the rest of 4 or 5. And he tells the guy, this is the scene where he tells the guy, he's like, I'm gonna kill so-and-so right there because he's too close to me. And that I'm gonna grab his gun and make him shoot the guy across from me. And that's exactly what he does. But all these, he is very masculine. You know, all these, he's very masculine. He never coons. And I mean, even look at here, you know, look at him here. You know, even the Godfather hat on. I mean, all this is like, even this scene, you know, you might want to say that this is but even here in this scene, and then we got the 3 barrels behind. But even this scene, it's like this is still the confident person where he's too close to me. I can kill him before he can get to me. And it's also, if you look at this spiritually, it's like there's nothing they can do to hurt me. Even if they killed him, he was so strong spiritually, such a spiritual being also. You know, and again, you can say, you know, he's a classic killer, but still though, from a spiritual level, this says, I am never scared. I ain't never scared. That's what this says. I am never scared. And that's why they don't really want this to do very well. Because it's, I mean, look at that. This is just pimpy as pimpy can be. Just look at him. You know, and this is YBI. This is the part of YBI they don't show, where we used to wear the shirts buttoned up all the way. They don't show that. You know, it's interesting. Little things that they don't show. And even in here, You know, it's still, it's just contemplation. But it's a very strong character. He blends into the neighborhood, and at the end, I mean, look at here. He's killed with this weapon. It's like, it's not a lot of gunplay. It's not a lot of that John Wick gunplay. It's straight up just whatever I have. John Wick had to put all his guns together and shit. Not this nigga. This nigga, whatever's there, he will kill you with. This is all a BMW commercial too. It was interesting. All of them driving Beamers and shit. John Wick ain't even got a car, y'all. He don't even have a car. He can just take it when he needs it. But he is never scared. Look at that. I ain't never scared and I'm strong. And I guess you could say, maybe the two pillars, but still, this is still, and he's inside the pillars. I guess you could say that, but this is a strong character. Look at that. Everybody in their face. Everybody. And he's like, I'm going after the Romans. Oh, so there you go. There you go. John Wick like a mother. I got Denzel over John Wick, y'all. Y'all tell me. I mean, I ain't. Y'all go see what if you want. But that's who I got. I got Equalizer over John Wick all day because he's more efficient. John Wick Denzel don't put no guns on him. I mean, he might take one or two, but for the most, like he picked up one gun and shot a dude with it. But he doesn't need all that. He doesn't rely on the weapons. Is all around him. He was ever around him. He can kill you if you fight him. You gonna get killed quick. And then the dudes he was sneaking up on, I mean, they didn't have a chance. Yeah, remember John Wick and John Wick 1, he snuck up on one dude, didn't he kill him? He knew the dude, he's like, hey, I'm gonna let you go. Remember that? Not Denzel. Denzel was like, all of them gotta go. If they work for them, all of them gotta go. But that's probably why the movie ain't gonna do good. So, El Dragon, Amaru Khan, what's happening? And this late night, I know you got to have.
You got to have vision.
They should bring back Man on Fire. That's why they was together. 1985 series. It was that long ago? Yeah. Almost like the A-Team. He was smoother. But kind of sort of, yeah. That's that they kind of competed against each other. But that's what people forget about that character. That character came from TV. And again, Denzel wins over John Wick. I want to see that. John Wick versus Equalizer. Now, I give it to Equalizer. He kills too efficiently. And he's older than me. Like, the way he kills people is not unbelievable like some of these old dudes. He's 60. What is Denzel? He's way old. He's probably 5 or 6 years older than me. I'm 62. How old is Denzel? Let's find out. How old is Denzel? There we go. Oh, how old is Denzel? There we go. Oh, okay. He is 68 years old. So he was born in 1954. I wasn't born until 62. He is 68, and I give and I think Reeves, John Wick dude, Reeves. I think he is in his 50s, and I give Denzel over John Wick still. He's 68, almost 70, and his ass kicking is more efficient. He could sneak up on John Wick and kill John Wick. John Wick want to be blocking and shit and countering. There's no countering Denzel. There's no countering Denzel, y'all. You can't counter him. Your counters be like he stabbed you somewhere. That's where his counters be. It'd be like he done stabbed them somewhere. Expert knifemanship, sharp object expert, like unmatched. So That is my opinion, and it's worth seeing just because of that when he go up in the mafia dude's house. That's it's worth seeing that. I must admit, I liked Equalizer 3, but again, wasn't nobody up in there. So, and it was IMAX, or no, it's called something else down there. But it's the loud and the loud, the sound and the picture a little better. It was all that. It cost $5 extra to see that. So nobody in there, but and that place probably set $200, 200 people. And that's the same place where I saw Oppenheimer. I saw Oppenheimer there, and it was packed. Like it was literally, it was pretty packed. Oppenheimer was packed. Again, we go on Thursdays. No, I take that back. I don't think we went on premiere night. I think we went because my mom went. Remember, because I took my mom and my mother-in-law. We all went together, so we saw it but it was packed. No, we did. No, I take that back. We saw premiere night because Barbie premiered the same night. We saw Oppenheimer. It was both of them premiered the same night. So yeah, and that's why I knew Barbie was going to do well because Barbie was packed. I already saw that because when you go in, you see the screens and you see if it's full or not. And I remember looking at the Barbie screen and looking at our screen. Barbie was all sold out. Ours was mostly sold out. But then when I left, I saw all the people coming to see Barbie. Because Barbie was probably shown before my movie. Oppenheimer was shown. So Barbie was going, so they got out. When I went to the bathroom, they was coming out. And then I saw the people coming in when I left because their movie was about to start. So I saw, but I'm telling you, Barbie probably had more people than this movie. Because when I looked at the screen, Barbie, they probably had I'm telling you, it was only me, my girl, maybe 6, 7 people. Yeah, 6, 7 people in a place that, is it 200? Maybe 200. So, and Barbie it looked like about 20 people. So maybe the place holds about 120. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe 120. But yeah, so they didn't make any money. And this is in the best theater, the best, you got to pay extra to see it. In the show afterwards, there was nobody there. I mean, the parking lot was virtually empty. So I say go see it, support it. So, because from what I saw, nobody's supporting it. So I go see it again. I ain't gonna lie, I would go see it again. It's slow, but the killing is so good. He is so efficient, and his character is so strong. And I mean, he's a pimp character because he buys a pimp hat. The minute he gets there, that hat I showed you, he buys a hat. I'm like, yeah, this nigga, and that's the hat is the reference to the Godfather because it's a Godfather style hat. It's just not turned up. It's more of the straight kind of Godfather. The Hamburg would be a little turned up, but this one is a little longer brim turned up. But it's the Godfather reference. He's in Sicily. He's wearing the Godfather hat. You get it? So that's kind of clever. A lot of people wouldn't get that he's wearing that hat I showed because of the Godfather. And I'm telling you, the guy that's Apollonia's dad is in the movie. The guy from the Godfather that plays Apollonia's dad, he's the doctor in this movie. I'm pretty sure. Now I know the Godfather was 50 years ago, but that dude 50 years ago, he wasn't terribly old. And again, if you look at Denzel in 71, 72, 73, I mean, he wasn't terribly, this dude wasn't terribly. So, man, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. But it was worth seeing. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was it was on the it didn't battle I want to say it was on NBC. It wasn't on Friday nights though, I don't quite remember. But it was on when Miami Vice and all them was on. It was on then. Yeah, A-Team, Miami Vice, Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, it was like Hunter. Do y'all remember Hunter? Man, I used to love Fred Dreyer playing Hunter. Hunter and Dee Dee. Dee Dee was his sidekick. He was like kind of a recreation of the Clint Eastwood character. To make my day with the 44 Magnum. He was kind of Hunter was like in L.A. running around whooping niggas' ass. This Fred Dreyer is like what 6'4", 6'5". Hunter. Do y'all remember that? And Hawk. Do y'all remember that character? Avery, what's Avery's name? But they played Hawk. What was that show where he was with his dude? What was this guy's called? Hawk. That Hawk character was a strong ass character. You know, when Avery, whatever his name is, played Hawk. Do y'all remember that? When he was the sidekick, when they gave him his own show, man, he was taking them Europeans down left and right. And he had a big 44. Hawk. Do y'all remember that character? They ain't let that show go too long. Because remember, he would always go solid. Spencer something, whatever that show was called, Spencer something. He was Spencer's friend. And Spencer would always go see him. And, you know, he would always be stiff. You know, his dress would always be stiff. And he ain't had much to say. And he was known going solid. What was it called? Spencer some shit? Adrian Brunich? What was that his name? Maybe I'm wrong. But Hawk was a positive character back then. And even Miami Vice, you know, you had Tubbs, but Tubbs is only given a little 38. Do y'all remember that? Unless they was going to bum rush somebody, Tubbs had a little gun. Do y'all remember that? Sonny had, you know, he had a 911 nickel plated 911. Tubbs had a 38. Unless they was going to raid where they would give him a machine gun. Remember his carry gun was a 38. Remember that, Tubbs? Like, damn, Sonny, you couldn't let Tubbs carry a bigger gun? Remember, Sonny came out with that nickel-plated 911, but not Tubbs. Tubbs came out, you know, like Arsenio said, quit shooting that little shit. But yeah, the 80s was cool. But yeah, Miami Vice, and then yeah, that was fun. That was fun TV. Yeah, Hunter, Miami Vice, Hunter. I want to say, what was the dude that played Maverick, the original Maverick? His show came on. He was like a private detective out of California. Saturdays, like my senior year, it was like Carol Burnett, Bob Newhart, and Fantasy Island. That was Saturday night, y'all. It was Fantasy Island, Bob Newhart, and Carol Burnett. That was my senior year. That was my Saturdays. My games was normally on Friday nights. So Saturdays when we chilled, I've said, my senior year in high school, I had basically had an apartment. I furnished my girlfriend's sister's apartment. I furnished her apartment. And so on the weekends, it was pretty much me and her, me and my girlfriend's apartment. Because her sister had children. We watched the children. You know, it was well taken care of. We fed them and everything. And I had my own apartment. So that's what, everybody come over and kick it, but everybody would watch that shit. And it might have been like Mork and Mindy might have came on the weekend too. I don't quite remember. But those was the three. Fantasy Island, Carol Burnett, Bob Newhart. Yeah. And Carol Burnett was last. And Carol Burnett is funny as a motherfucker. I mean, I love stand-up. I love improv. And Carol Burnett, it was basically improv. You know, they did skits. I love skit TV. That's why I've loved Saturday Night Live. SCTV, John Candy, the dude from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But SCTV, that's where, what was it? What was the movie called? It was a beer movie, a Canadian beer movie. And that dude stole their characters, So I like skits. I know people never remember the show Wacko. It was a show named Wacko where the dude later played on Hee Haw the later years. But SCTV was one of my favorite, as a young boy, it was one of my favorite shows. And I watched that into college. So I love skits. I watched the very first Saturday Night Live with Richard Pryor. Much as I'm a Richard Pryor historian, I've been to Peoria, Illinois. Yeah, Canal Reeves. Yeah, I don't put him over Denzel at 68. I think Denzel would take him out. He be wanting to block and shit. Your blocks is you getting stabbed in your elbow or in your chest or in your underarm or in your face. It's like anything you try to block, there's no blocking. See, that's John Wick's problem. He blocks. There's no blocking what Equalizer does. There's no blocking. John Wick blocks punches. There's no blocking punches. Everything he hits you with, is trying to kill you. So blocking punches, you on defense. There's no defense for Denzel the Equalizer. There's no defense. Every time he touching you is a move to kill you. So that's hard to beat. So that's why he gets my vote over John Wick. I wanted y'all to know, put in the comments, if you watch this, who you think, but go see it and judge for yourself and see who's the more efficient, quiet killer. He's a quiet killer. He ain't tearing the whole town up. The whole town ain't getting blowed up.